Welcome back to Fire Emblem Thracia 776. Last time, we saved some children, but then we ourselves got captured, and we've lost our whole crew except for Leif and maybe one more. It is time to begin the Imprisoned arc. Now in Raydrik's clutches, Leif was detained and taken to Munster by Imperial soldiers. Once, Castle Munster had been Leonster's vassal and trusted ally. Now, it was governed by the conquerors of northern Thracia, House Frege, who had been installed as rulers by the Granvale Empire. Raydrik himself had once been a general of the Kingdom of Connaught, but colluded with the Empire during the war. For that service, he was made Baron of Munster. This was how Leif's grandfather died as well, when they said that he was betrayed by the Connaught army, making Raydrik kind of similar to Joel from the Arcanea games. One thing to also mention is, you might be confused at the Conquerors, because wasn't Leonster destroyed by the Thracian army, not Granvale? Basically what happened was Thracia invaded first, and then Granvale pulled I wouldn't say freed, more like under new management on Leonster by double conquering the area. So yeah, basically Leonster's had two different powers fighting over it. While still subordinate to Lord Bloom, head of House Frege, who he won't fight until genealogy, Raydrik was entrusted with the day-to-day management of Munster. Leif would now see firsthand what kind of sordid affairs the man was up to. And we can already see that we have some NPCs to rescue in this chapter. And that's how you get this chapter's side quest. Yes, there's a chapter 4X, and like chapter 2X, 4X is extremely important, so you really want to ensure you save these NPCs. And we're already meeting Dalsin. Yeah, we know this guy has a child that we just rescued, so maybe if we tell him that, he'll be indebted to us. It's high time to celebrate with a visit to the arena. Oh no. Raydrik, he has an arena abuse problem. And probably also a gambling problem. Yes, I'd almost forgotten who they were. Everybody is simply an insect to me. I feel like Raydrik is exactly the kind of guy that who would pull the whole thing of promising not to harm a single hair on their head, then pulling off one hair and going, "This is the hair I won't harm." Interestingly, that's also from Peter Pan. Yeah, I am referencing that a lot for a movie that I haven't even seen the whole way through. Probably for good reason, because of the, racism. But anyway. So, we're in prison, and it looks like things are pretty bleak for us. However, we're about to be rescued by the most awesome Fire Emblem character to ever exist. This guy, the only other people in the same league as this guy are maybe Seth, Har, and Kagetsu. At least in my personal rankings. Yeah. Not everyone ranks Zed this high, but I do. I really like Zed a lot. He might be my favorite Fire Emblem character of all time. So, expect me to gush about Zed very often. No, wait, no, take that other mage with you. Yeah, that other mage there that you saw Zed leave with, we don't know who he is yet, but that's why you want to get 4X. Because any protege of Zed is just as awesome. And, yeah, we've got some totally new characters here being introduced. So, this chapter, some people in the comments have said that it reminds them of Chapter 11 of Engage. You've basically lost your whole initial party, and you now have a totally new party that you have to work with. This is the Magi squad that we've heard about from Raydrik in previous cutscenes, and they already have a thief with them. So, we have the fog theme, even though there's no actual fog. I'm going to introduce the people, Leif and the people in his cell, also Leif is here too, after this turn is over, because we're going to get more cutscenes. But first, let's introduce the 3 members of the Magi squad who've come to rescue us. Machyua or Machyua? Machyua, or I kinda prefer Machyua. Whatever you call her, she's okay. She's one of your first fighters during the monster escape arc, so you'll be using her at least a little here, whether you like it or not. Her base strength is a bit iffy, and Vantage doesn't help her that much, but a 3 times follow critical multiplier and a point where you can steal rapiers off enemies gives her some crit potential. If you want to use her long term, the main unique thing about Machyua is that she promotes to hero, technically mercenary, but it's basically hero in all but name, instead of swordmaster. Normally this would be a bad thing, since being one weapon locked in Thracia isn't terrible and swordmasters get adept, but being able to use axes is a solid niche that she has. And unlike swordmasters, she gets +2 con on promotion. And if you're using her in the very, very long term, getting a 10% support from Zed is also nice. Machyua is not the best sword fighter in this game, but a lot of Fire Emblem fans enjoy female heroes, and she's your only option for one here. Brighton, whose name always sounded very British to me. Brighton is a weird unit. He's an Axe Knight, but he joins during the Monster Escape arc, which is 3 straight indoor maps. This means he can't use his mount or his preferred weapon type until Chapter 6. Until that point, he's a glorified Myrmidon. The Axe Knight / Great Knight class is supposed to be the tank of the cavalry types, and his starting Wrath skill implies that Brighton is meant to fill that role, walking onto the front lines with high defense, taking enemies' hits and hitting back hard. And while he does have a good by Thracia standards 35% defense growth and +2 defense on promotion, at base he's only barely tankier than Machyua is. Getting a 10% support from her is admittedly pretty nice and can help a bit during the escape arc. But Brighton doesn't come into his own until after the arc, and by that point you generally have better tanks. Wrath is a good skill, but overall Brighton is not great, not terrible, just okay. And Lara the Lockpicker.
I can't carry heavy weapons like most people here can.
Lara, she thief. She thief if you don't have Lithus. She thief while Lithus thiefs other things if you do have him. Her terrible starting con makes her awful at stealing weapons, but she can at least swipe items and use lockpicks, and often that's all you need. Her combat is also pretty atrocious, with 0 base strength and only a 10% growth, and E-rank swords. All the speed in the world won't help when you can't damage things. But she doesn't need to. In fact, it's common to give her no weapon at all and use her as capture bait for enemies. Just make sure you don't lose her lockpicks this way. Now, Lara is unique, and in fact so unique I'm going to give her a second bio later in the game. Let's just say that you want to keep her alive and deploy her in Chapter 12X. It's very worth it. So just like the first chapter, this one's going to be like absolute Bio City, but before we do anything else, I think we need to head towards the lower cells. Now, the way that I handle this chapter tends to be a little slower than most people. We've got vulneraries here too, and in fact it might be worth our while to capture some of these guys if we can, just because we've been totally stripped of our items. Con 8 though. Okay, Brighton can do it. Machyua, not so much. I kind of prefer to call her Machyua because that's an alleged Celtic goddess. I talked about the allegedness of that claim back in Fire Emblem, not Fire Emblem, Digital Devil Saga. Fire Emblem Digital Devil Saga would be pretty cool, admittedly. But okay, yeah, that was actually a pretty lucky crit. Not so much because it lost me a vulnerary, but it was nice because... Oh, actually, hang on. Lara could steal that dude's vulnerary, so... Let's actually just lure him down here. Brighton has Wrath, so he'll be doing good damage to that guy on the counter, but also Lara can open this door and get started on the chests, or get started on that and have somebody else get started on the chests. There are a few different things we can do. Speaking of which, I'm gonna move up these people near the door to the cell, just so that we're ready. So, Lippus for some reason got captured with us, and his cellmates just happened to be a bunch of ugly Google bandits. Yes, I used to be a pirate like you, then I took a capture to the face. You know, I honestly, I picture Lippus's wanted posters to be just like Flynn Riders in Tangled, like, they're all just really horrible looking. In fact, I actually picture Lippus's wanted posters looking exactly like this NPC. Because it would be funny. Well, I mean, his whole crew's disbanded by now, and possibly also kind of dead / captured. And Bucks has become a fisherman, so he's not going to help you. Granted, as much as Lippus is a total slimeball, I do like how he manages to get these guys on his side. I mean, you know, you can't really be picky when it comes to a jailbreak. You've kind of got to go with who you're with. Remember this guy's portrait? Because they may have reused a portrait from a later, much more significant boss. Yeah, that's... I kind of don't like that, because that boss is pretty important. But anyway. He played them like a damn fiddle! I will never get over that. I haven't even played that Metal Gear game. I don't even know the context of that scene, but it's funny. So yeah, Brighton has Wrath. He also looks pretty cool. Wrath won't help if he misses, though. So we've got these soldiers that are just kind of shuffling around here. And also, we've got a couple of new characters to be introduced to, so I'll talk about those soldiers later. What are you in for? I'm in just for being a decent and honorable person when an evil empire controls this place. Also, I didn't realize that the big bad happened to be in a fortress that I raided. And yeah, Fergus literally has Joker's backstory from Persona 5, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Fergus beat one of them half to death. Granted, I mean, the soldiers may have been right there because these two get a mutual support bonus, so in all likelihood, she probably accidentally gave him plus 10% crit and helped him beat up that guy. And what is it with really awesome people in turn-based strategy games and being, like, lazy and taking naps all the time? Fergus, Grit in Advance Wars, Har in Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn. I would say Path of Radiance, but, you know, Har's not really that great in Path of Radiance. So yeah, this is a Pegasus Knight from Celise. I do like her banter with Fergus. It's far north of here, the country of the really awesome people. And she's in search of the prince. I wonder who that prince is. Maybe we saw somebody who has the Silesian green hair very recently. It's really funny because, like, Ced's actually, like, only 16 or something, but, like, he's, like, one of the best leaders in this whole, area at this point. Oh yeah, that must be one of the cities in Celise back in Chapter 4 of Fire Emblem 4. And yeah, so when they talk about the Queen here, that is canonically Erin Yes from Genealogy. And she becomes Queen even if she doesn't marry Lewin. But canonically she did, and I like that, because that's like my OTP of Genealogy. But yeah, she's a Pegasus Knight. Well, I mean... technically not. In this game, the unpromoted class is called Pegasus Rider, and Pegasus Knight is the promoted class. Also, I love it when Pegasus Knights name their Pegasi Hermes. That's cool. Though now I just think of Junpei in Persona 3. Hermes! There's always a theme of dancing in the sky in Celise, I've noticed. It's a very long story. Mainly, it's explained in Fire Emblem 4, but it's also explained here too. Yeah, the king's something of a flake himself, that's Lewin. They're not going to explain the reason why the king is a flake is because he's technically not himself right now and possessed by a dragon, but yeah. Yeah, it's funny how much Lewin and Eren is an OTP of mine, even though it actually technically ends badly. But like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, like, you don't really see a relationship break down like this in many Fire Emblem games. It is interesting, and like the way that his children call him out for it. Oh no, don't eat mutton in Fire Emblem, it's a bad idea. And little do they know that their saviors are coming. Sadly, one of their saviors might be Lithus. Like I said, I do like these two's banter. At one point, I was I was thinking in like my most recent playthrough, I was like, huh, maybe I ship these two. And then I looked up the ages and I was like, no, actually. Fergus is like 25 and Karin is in her mid-teens. Yeah, I forgot about Fergus. Like, Fergus is quite a bit older than most of the other playable characters in this game. And he has his own interesting history, too. That's only vaguely alluded to in this game, but I'll probably talk about it later because I'll definitely be using him a lot. Because, in addition to Leaf here, who has no weapons anymore, we have Fergus, and he's amazing. Fergus is a character I like quite a lot. So, he's a sword knight, or free knight in Japanese. The class is essentially a mounted mercenary, and its gimmick is that it fights better dismounted than any other mounted class, losing slightly less stats when doing so. Notably, their speed does not go down at all on dismounting. That combined with his 7 speed, good con, and starting C rank in swords, particularly great if you stole Shiva's Killing Edge earlier. Vigor Star, mutual 10% support with Karin, and wait, what's this? 5 times follow-up critical multiplier? Fergus tends to be one of your best fighters during the Monster Escape arc, and that in itself is his biggest asset, because whether you like it or not, a lot of experience is going to get funneled into him, and he tends to end this arc very far ahead of the rest of your army, giving him a stat lead that will carry him for a while. You'll also find a Brave Sword, and Fergus is likely to be the only one with B swords by that point, so he gets first dibs on this, which is also crazy. All that, and then in Chapter 6 he can mount up and become a great capture bot and mover. I should mention that Fergus technically has 2 personal weapons, but you don't get either of them until almost the end of the game, so they won't be factoring into this bio, but I'll just say that if you train him, he'll be great with those, right at the end. We also have Karin, who's amazing for maybe not the reasons you think.
I'm no weakling.
Like Brighton, Karin is another weird unit because she's the first Pegasus Knight we get and is very typical of Fire Emblem early Pegasus Knights. She has a lot of speed and luck. Unfortunately, we get her at the start of the Monster Escape arc, which means she can't actually be a Pegasus Knight until bits of Chapter 5 and all of Chapter 6. Until then, she's stuck being, like Brighton, a glorified Myrmidon, the term's a bit more apt in her case. But hey, at least she gets a mutual support with Fergus. The thing about Karin, though, is that once she does get back on her mount, she's still not that great at combat, at least not without massive Crusader Scroll abuse. I actually really like Thracia's approach to flyers, due to both this and the overall map design, including the fact that Thracia's enemies love ballistas. Flyers are more focused on utility in this game than on being combat juggernauts. And the game will even tutorialize this in Chapter 6. Karin is great for rescuing and ferrying people around the map, but she's not that good at fighting. Especially with her E-lances at base, she can't even use javelins. And I think Fire Emblem should design flyers like this more often. But okay, what I was saying about these soldiers, this actually reminds me a lot of the Prison Break chapter in Path of Radiance, but unlike that one, there's no stealth element. You don't need to worry about these guys sounding the alarm. The alarms are already sounded and reinforcements are already coming. Now, I could have Lara steal that guy's vulnerary, but I kind of want to free these 3 generic NPCs as fast as possible. Lithus right now has no lockpicks, but he can kind of share Lara's. So I'm just kind of thinking about how I handle this. Thankfully, you do have a vulnerary. I am going to open the cell, I think. Yeah, that totally happened like I said it would. Now, I definitely planned for that. I do love how Lithus just completely bluffed his way through this. It's like, oh, okay, there actually was a jailbreak. Right then, yeah, my lie totally saved me. These guys are not going to beat me to death now. But okay, if I take Lara's iron sword, the soldiers are going to try and capture her instead of killing her. And I just need to make sure that I capture them back, otherwise I'll lose her lock. Unless I take her lockpick too, I can do that too. So yeah, that's just a couple of things to consider. Or they could try and capture Lithus if I put him in range too. He has 6 con. They've got more than that, right? Yeah. Like, it's generally about this chapter that you kind of learn how capture baiting works. Yeah, I don't want him to have anything right now, but I do think I want to... Although if I put Machyua there, the soldier won't even be able to go for Lara at all, but this one might be able to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he can't quite reach. Okay, so if I put you here, use the vulnerary, I suppose I could also block with Brighton. And remember when I said earlier about NPCs and enemies in Thracia being a national treasure? You're about to find out why. So one of the things that I love about this chapter is what these 3 NPC bandits do. You never know what they're going to do in any given run, and they often do some very silly things. They even try and capture the soldiers. Speaking of capturing, yep, there we go. So yeah, Lithus just got captured there, which did not lose me anything because he didn't have any items. Normally, if one of your characters gets captured, you lose their entire inventory, so you need to be really careful to capture the enemy back. But now that enemy has horrendously bad stats, and I will be able to hopefully capture him with Brighton. You know, honestly, this is actually weirdly relevant to Digital Devil Saga, because now I'm remembering the prison break from that. Thankfully, there's no jailer here that chases you around and hits you with bind, but there is something almost as bad. Reinforcements that aren't quite endless, but basically seem endless. So, this chapter, I generally like to take it fairly slow, just a warning. I kind of like to escort all of these NPCs out of before I even try to move towards the end. Also, yep, Sir said, the hero on the wind. It's kind of funny, because I think Wind Waker with Link is like my favorite Link, so yeah, he has a similar title to my favorite Link. The Empire keeps trying to grab a hold of them. Well, good luck grabbing hold of someone who has literally 40 speed. You'll see. I'm so looking forward to 4X. And yeah, here we go. Here. Oh, no. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay. Yeah, speaking of Thracia NPCs being weird, I don't think any of the others can actually... Well, I spoke too soon. Oh, he is capturing. I can tell he's capturing because of the... because of the different color on that screen. Yeah, well, I guess that guy's short axe belongs to a brigand now. I don't think they ever release their captives too, so it's pretty funny. So here's the thing. Do I... Wait, no! You have a chest key. What am I talking about? Sadly that means you're gonna have to actually run... No, okay, hang on. I can start opening these chests now. So, Armor Slayer received. So, inside these chests is, should Lithus? No, Lithus is not going to take a sword. He's kind of better being capture bait. Inside these chests are the items that Leaf and Lithus had in their inventories at the end of the last chapter. However, I since learned something really, really annoying about the way this works. Apparently, if Leaf and Lithus had full inventories, one item at random is deleted. Now, if you see an item in one of these chests that you don't recognize, that's because Fergus and Karin's inventories are also in these chests. So if you see like an iron sword or something, that's what happened. But okay then. Okay, you can't even use the Armor Slayer. You know what? I'm actually gonna... Hang on. Oh, good, thank you. The Brave Axe didn't get eaten by the glitch. That's the main one I was worried about. But if I can give the chest key back... Lockpick. Oh, that's Livus' lockpick. Okay, good timing. He can take that and start going for other stuff. And here, Lara is going to trigger Jailbreak number 2. It is kind of funny how the dialogue for being rescued here is very impersonal because, like, it could be either Livus or actually, it doesn't even need to be Livus or Lara. If you've brought door keys and find one of them in the chests, then maybe somebody else could break them out too. So yeah, there's a stairway to the north. But what happens to you if I escape first? Now, this is an extremely important tutorial right here, and one of the early fan patches actually mistranslated this. So yeah, here Leaf says, I'll only escape after everyone else has. Some early translation, botched that line to, when I escape, so does everyone else. Which I can see how that happened with Japanese, but like, it's very important that Leaf escapes last. Because in escape chapters, which by the way, an objective that this game invented, in escape chapters, but yeah, anyway. In escape chapters, just got a little bit weirded out by that line and the age difference. Once Leaf escapes, the map ends. And when that happens, everybody who is left in... I'm sure Sed's a totally common name and definitely isn't the prince. But yeah, I still like the name Seti, but still, yeah. Yeah, so everyone who is left in the map is considered captured. I'll talk about this later, but being captured is effectively the same as being dead. Except that you can get captured people back in Chapter 21X, which is only unlocked if you have at least one person captured by that point. However, that's near the end of the game, so anyone who gets captured, unless they're like Dagdar or something, is basically useless for the rest of the playthrough. You don't want that to happen. But yeah, at least Karin can give Fergus a 10% support bonus. So okay, I trust these people to handle that soldier. Because things are going to get a bit more complicated soon, because we're going to be getting soldier reinforcements from the stairs, and at that point, I really need somebody to have, like, a weapon, because, like, these three, maybe not Fergus, because he has good con, but Leaf and Karin are going to get captured if a soldier touches them, so we need to be very, very cautious right now. In fact, we might want to stall here until I open up these chests, and hopefully there's a weapon for Leaf in one of them. I still love this part of the song. It's just so annoying that it's not in the other version. Okay, I'm kind of glad that you died there, because otherwise a second one of the bandits would have captured somebody. Now, the good news is these guys can't open the doors, so they're not gonna, like, ruin things by breaking through these two, oh, except you guys have items that I'd probably like to steal. I mean, you can also head north with your thieves. There are quite a few ways to handle this chapter. There's a lot of people who, yeah, I'm probably good if I move you there. And then okay, actually, wait, I thought I established maybe Livus was going north. In fact, let's give you the lockpick. And then I'm gonna give Livus an iron sword just in case the enemies come. In fact, how about these two be team north? I mean, I don't think Machyua is enough to handle the soldier reinforcements coming from the sides, but we'll see. And again, I think this squad is just gonna stay relatively put for now. This is a map that the way I play it typically ruins my end of game ranking, but like, it's fine. You need to be pretty cautious here. Oh, yep, these guys have already started a prison riot. And what a riot it is. Marty, you ain't. But yeah, we may lose the door key here, but I brought a few. Boulder's Scroll. Actually, hang on, Fergus, you take that. Actually, hang on. Speaking of, hang on, you take that. Oh, that's a slim sword. I mean, even with a slim sword, Fergus is still pretty good. And it has 5 crit. I mean, its might's horrendous, but it's better than nothing, and Lara really, you know, Lara having a weapon basically is nothing. Unless Brighton can potentially capture one of these Armor Knights before these guys do. I kind of doubt that'll happen, though. I want to leave him around here just in case the reinforcements start spawning. And now... Okay, the bandits are blocking off the other troops there, so let's just have these two head up to loot these other chests. This is actually, like, it's a pretty cool chapter overall. The main problem with this chapter is the very end of it, after you open the big door at the north. Because there's a whole bunch of enemies through there, and a lot of them are mages. So I won't be releasing the NPCs yet, because once you do, you need to be very ready to guard them. The enemies that will be coming after them are just regular soldiers, but you still need to have escorts, because regular soldiers will just capture these NPCs back and generally be annoying. Okay, so let's open that up, and vulnerary. Okay. Probably shouldn't have brought that. It'd be kind of cool if the killing edge was in there. Door key? That's not terrible. In fact, you know what? Just for the sake of expediency, I think Leaf will take that right now. And now that Fergus actually has a weapon, he can go up to the northern line to be on NPC escort duty when we need it. Oh, just in time, actually. Yeah, here they come, here they come. So I'm pretty sure these guys are not endless, but they might as well be endless. There's a lot of them, and eventually they start spawning from below and to the east as well. Like, they're basically everywhere. And Fergus has, yeah, I already mentioned his bio, 5 times follow-up critical modifier, so he's gonna totally wreck everything. In fact, with this slim sword, he has guaranteed crits on his second attack, so maybe it was a good thing to give him the slim sword. Oh no, don't kill the funny bandit, bros. Maybe fate wants me to get that vulnerary. Liffus is not like in range. He would be in range if these guys weren't blocking, but oh well. Let's just work on these. Iron sword, yeah, that's not the best. Either that's the one I brought on Leaf or Liffus, or that's Karin's. Yes, the killing edge didn't get eaten either, good. It's annoying that the killing edge is here though, because I would kind of like it going to Leaf or Fergus. Hoda's scroll. Thank you, Movement Star. Vulnerary, okay. I really hope the light brand isn't able to be eaten by this glitch. Because if it is, that would suck so badly. Normally, like, pref weapons can't be stolen by enemies, but, oh dear. There is a guy coming from below, and that always sucks. Like, if Safi only has the Hammer staff in her inventory, then if an enemy captures her, they won't take that, because it's a pref weapon. But I wonder if they're at the mercy of this. I didn't know about this glitch at all until like now. So I have all 4 of the chests here. So right now, I suppose Leaf can take that scroll back, take the vulnerary. Yeah, we got a little Gugu soldier down here. And, I think I'll send Brighton there instead of, oh, that guy's going this way. He has delusions of, being in... I mean, often they actually do help the NPCs get out of the map. But okay, Liffus... Okay, this is a slight problem. Okay, the light brand... Well, on the one hand, the light brand is safe from the glitch. On the other hand, the light brand is over here, and Leaf is over there. And he's the sheriff. So, right. That would sound very weird to anyone who doesn't watch the Runaway Guys / know about those Scooby-Doo YouTube poops, but... Okay. I think I'm gonna let these guys out now. Even though I only have Machyua on this side. However, I've got Brighton coming down here. In general, you want to plan, like, your escort squads for each side of the map, because I think people are going to start spawning here, too. 1,000! Wow, that was awful. That was awful, wow. My old man voice is not what it used to be, even though I am, like, literally older now. Okay, he hasn't taken any damage, right, yep. He's Fergus. I shouldn't have been afraid in the first place. I remember some early patches called him Felgus. It's just, like, there's a lot of early fan translations, like, I just leave me just thinking, like, why? Why, like, a lot of early fan translations just didn't even know their mythology either, like Holseti instead of Forseti, who's an actual Norse god. Norse god of justice, I believe, which kind of fits. Or like, well, it was called Thorhammer in Japanese, not Mjolnir, but like still, it's kind of cool when it's called Mjolnir. Okay, Lithus. What should Lithus take? How about you take Lightbrand? He already has an iron sword, and I guess he'll... Actually, the Armor Slayer was for Fergus, so I should have Lithus take that as he heads over here. Oh, actually, that's great! Because now I can do... Because Lara's in range, right? And I suppose Leaf should actually do this. I'm just going to move him a little lower down just in case I need to take that back. Oh, Leaf can use the Killing Edge, not bad. Can he use this? No, he can't, but what rank is that? B! That's a very high rank for an Armor Slayer. Fergus can't even use it yet, but he will be able to eventually. Leaf at this point is probably like, wait, Lithus, why are you here? I mean, I'd appreciate having a thief around, but why? What do you have? Okay, I mean... Actually, that's probably not going to work. I mean, Fergus can try, but that's also probably not going to work. So I'm instead just going to actually do this. Yeah, I think the reason why Brighton's name always... If you didn't double, that would have been good for the Fergus capture, but oh well. The reason why Brighton's name always sounded so British to me was that somebody had like an iron sword for Karin, didn't they? I think it was Lithus. Karin's mostly just there to give Fergus extra crit. She's not really there to really fight, but still. Is because of the importance of being earnest. I used to watch the Reese Witherspoon, Colin Firth version of that as a kid a lot. Like, my sister really liked it. In fact, my sister was pretty horrified to find out that Reese Witherspoon was not British. Like, that she was American, because, like, she thought she did a really good job on her accent. But, yeah, there's a bit in that about the Brighton line. Okay. Let's release the NPCs. What could possibly go wrong? Just west of here. Yeah, so they're going to be heading through these stairs. Speaking of things from my childhood, I remember north, south, east, and you're... No, you're not full yet. But I guess... Okay, Karen's going to take the sword now, just to free up space in his inventory. Oh, hey, I got the other chest key. To be honest, I actually forgot that Machyua came with one. But okay, I mean... Leaf really should be near these doors. However, I think I do need some escort power down here, though the NPCs can have that. Ah, you got a javelin, though. But I suppose I can live with this for now. I have the same avoid with both of these. You do have a much higher hit rate with the iron, so I might as well do that. Because, like, with Wrath, it's really just the hit rate that matters. Now, if an NPC... not an NPC. I mean, technically it's an NPC, because enemies are non-player characters. But if a soldier spawns from here, good luck, Machyua. We're counting on you. I mean, she's pretty good, in all honesty, so... Okay, yeah, there's one there. And, okay, now they start spawning multiple at a time. So once the NPCs are out, we really need to start getting out of here, because these soldiers can very easily overwhelm you if you're not careful, especially if you get stuck choke pointing in a corridor. Okay, right, Karin wasn't near you, that's why you had worse crit rate. This is why you put Karin near him. Because yeah, with at least 20 crit, he is guaranteed to critical on his second attack. And yeah, there's 3 soldiers down here already. Oh no, please don't die. Well, he dodged. I don't think I've actually mentioned this yet, but the weapon triangle is only plus or minus 5 in Thracia, so it's really not that big of a deal. Also, that big central room there, remember that big central room for later? Oh, you killed him, you didn't capture him. Okay. Again, Thracia NPC logic is pretty silly sometimes. Steel sword. That, I believe, belongs to Fergus. So yeah, like, we're meant to give that to him, but I suppose I can do so later. Meanwhile, Lara is up here. Having captured bait for the final rush might be decent. We've still got 3 citizens coming down there, and we've got, nobody's spawned here yet, but that could change soon. Yeah, because these two can't actually make it out yet. They both have I think everybody who spawns down there has javelins, usually reinforcements from the same area, like clones of each other. So maybe I should get Leaf down there with the light brand. This is, yeah, a little annoying, but okay. I mean, Brighton's at least kind of tanky. And I do like orange armor. Just barely not killing is unfortunate, though. But yeah, I don't know. I'm currently, I say currently working on, but like I haven't actually painted for a while. Sort of working on a custom Space Marine chapter with don't think I'll be able to capture here. That has like metallic orange armor. I love that crit animation. There's just so many, like, even though the animations in this game are fairly simple, there's just a lot of really cool ones. So yeah, you get ready to open that door. The Resident Evil phrase, "Stop! Don't open that door!" definitely applies here. Oh boy, yeah, there's 2 of them from down here. I kind of appreciate if the NPCs started to hold them up. I also definitely appreciate you doing that. Did you not have a javelin, or did you just choose not to attack? Either way, I'm glad, because I'm actually a little scared for Brighton right now. No, you're going for the bandits. I wouldn't blame you. If I had the choice to attack, like, a generic bandit in a Fire Emblem game, or, like, an actual trained knight, I'd probably go for the bandit, too. Okay, you guys are going down here. Like, sometimes these bandits go north and kind of help you in the northern rush, but, okay. One thing to note about Thracia, though, is you can't heal... Oh, that guy didn't actually have a javelin, so I guess they're not all clones. But yeah, you cannot heal green units in Thracia, and that is gonna be a huge problem later on. I probably should equip the light brand just in case. Like, it actually gives him better avoid too, just barely, but still. Just gonna try and take you down. There we go. Now, in my first playthrough... he gained move in this chapter, I think, which is really helpful. Shockingly so. Let's... Oh, you don't have a vulnerary, okay. Let's just, yeah, Leaf has one. That's the good thing about, like trading in this game. You can just share a lot of inventory items around. And you two are going to be out this turn. And now we've got these NPCs down here. Technically, Liffus has something that he can do in the last part of this chapter, but Leaf can also do it. So it's not totally essential that he is in the northern party, but still. Yeah, this massive rush of soldiers from the bottom, this is why you... Like, this is basically your incentive to hurry up. They are weak, but they can very easily overwhelm you if you end up getting bottlenecked, which is very possible in the Northern Corridor, because the Northern Corridor is designed to bottleneck you. Brighton, why are you not using Wrath? Or rather, why do you keep missing instead of using Wrath? That is totally fine, but getting the soul, like, basically you just need to prevent these soldiers from getting too close to the NPCs. I was about to say the green units, but no, the green bandits you're okay with having these guys fight. Brighton levels up by doing absolutely nothing! Now getting con and defense is pretty good. Like, his defense growth is only 35%, but I think that's above average by this game's standards. I think well above average. I think the average is like 20% or something. Yeah, defense growths were usually pretty low. Like, even in FE6, like, you're capturing. Wow. Well, your show of mercy ended up killing you. I'm so sorry. Okay, so they're both gone. Meanwhile, this guy is not being merciful, but he still decided to... Like, I don't even know... Oh, wait, he can't be merciful because he's already got someone. That's why. But, yeah. Okay, so Machyua... Does she go to the bottom, or does she... I think we should actually be hightailing it out of here. Although, this guy now needs to die, because otherwise he'll capture one of the civilians. So, we'll hightail it out of here, but also fight some of these guys as we go. Specifically you, because, yeah, you definitely need to die. And this is why I gave Leaf the, all those stat boosters. Because, yeah, remember I said earlier that, yeah, Leaf may or may not be, doing a lot of combat soon. Yeah, he's kind of somebody that you have to rely on during this escape arc a lot. Okay, well, at least those guys are safe now. So, yeah, we are gonna be fleeing from below right now. And I kind of still need to keep Fergus here just in case something spawns from there. Like, I'm not 100% sure if, like, they even are going to spawn from there right now, but, like, just in case. Yeah, yeah, again, like, this is your cue to hurry up. I wish these brigands had vulneraries. I mean, they technically can get them. I think if they capture one off of an enemy, they will use them. It's just you need to luck out and have them capture the right person. Okay, that's actually pretty okay. I mean, you're doing a good job of dodging there. I don't think they have any skill. It'd be really funny if they had Miracle or something. Unfortunately, that guy's got his stats massively lowered. Oh no! Only one of them left! What's he gonna do? Okay, one's gone. Okay, they're both gonna go this turn, so... Fergus can probably afford... Actually, wait, no. Fergus can definitely afford to get a move on because Leaf and Brighton are going to be there in this corridor just in case a soldier shows up. Fergus and Karin hightail it. Because the tricky part of this chapter is just about to begin. Sadly, this guy is going to be holding the line. Uh-oh. Wait, was that one from that side? I think it was one from that side. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, yeah, we've got a lot of them now. And I think one of the NPCs is getting captured. Oh, yeah. That's another thing about Thracia NPCs. Yep, one of the NPCs is getting captured, is that, sometimes the hilarity with luck works both ways. That guy just got crit. But, thankfully, this soldier is not going to be very long for this world. So, I mean, I could try and capture him, but I'm just gonna, that's not going to be enough. Fergus can't get there in time. Yeah, sadly, Leaf's gonna have to stall himself a little bit. Granted, he has to be last to escape anyway. And he didn't double that time, okay. I suppose if I go here, then... I don't even double you, huh? I have to do this to finish you off. Okay, good. If I had missed there, I may have actually been screwed, because if he'd been able to run off the map, I don't know if they do that, but, like, that would be side quest failed at the last second. You there. Short lance. Vulnerary. Okay. Well, how about you go and attack Machyua? Just to have less soldiers on my back as I head into the end game. Oh, nothing spawned that time. What are these guys doing? Again, yeah, sometimes even the enemy AI is weird. Like I said, sometimes twice. This chapter makes me a little nervous. Sometimes. That one was justified. Oh boy. Well, at least I'm glad that we're forming a wall in front of this NPC here. Oh, also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but fun fact about the light brand. When used at range, it actually gives light weapon experience instead of sword weapon experience. So, if you're wondering why Leaf's sword rank goes up, like, more slowly than everyone else, that's why. It's kind of funny that way. Okay, we have saved all the NPCs. Part 1 of this chapter is over.